press the E button. Okay. Is it working?
The what button? Oh, I thought.
Fuck this shit, so I'm out.
Are you talking to people watching your stream? You have people who watch your streams?
The right way, VA. I said I'll be right with you.
My computer chair is so frustrating.
Oh yeah, that's how you fucking do it. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button. I pressed the right button. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you are in the world. Wherever you are, who you are.
Okay, maybe not. You keep the dog. It's yours.
You eat it. Gosh, I haven't played. I was thinking about that the other day. No, I wasn't. I was thinking about it earlier today. I was I was playing Sea of Thieves with Visky during that one, and it just that's one of those clips that just slipped out of my tongue. Anyway, hey Sammy, how you doing? You good? Cheers to you. I'm drinking Orange Zero. Tell you something though. I don't know if you've ever tried it. Is ginger beer. Ginger beer from Tesco's. They come in these little cans, exactly the same one. It's actually really quite good. And I don't like ginger beer, but I quite enjoyed that. Anyway. Straight away. There's your teddy bear. Okay. Ginger beer is meant to be real good. Yes, do you know what? I thought I'd buy one can one week. Okay. Tried it, and it was pretty good. It's like spicy, a tiny bit spicy in the drink, but quite mellow at the same time. It's weird. A bit like me. A bit weird. Hello, Visky, by the way. I don't know where Visky's hiding out today. I thought you'd be in your little chat room as you are. I've had a bit of a odd week. I'm back at work full time, doing full shifts. And yeah, I'm still finding time that I'm literally home early, going into the garage straight after work, exercising, weightlifting, running, doing all that. The benefits I've seen in my health actually are I don't notice them until I actually try and exert myself a little bit. For example, I was in a block of flats the other day, and instead of taking the lift that was right in front of me, I took the stairs to the first floor. Normally I'll be like a little bit panty, a little bit out of breath. Nothing. So yeah, I've been low battery, so really been hanging out with the cat. Oh, okay. No, we're talking about the cat, not Michi, right? The actual meow meow cat. As in, to go in my pot later cat. And when I said pot, I mean actual tub of, that you cook with, right? Okay, that's fair enough. You're allowed to have days like that. Just bear in mind that if you need someone to talk to, I'm here. Okay? All right? I may not be available all the time, but you've got friends around you. Trust me. When I say, if you need someone to talk to, I say it. Okay? Because at the end of the day, we all know what path I've been down. Michi was watching a TV series, so she was off Discord. I mean, to be perfectly honest, there's not really much loss there, isn't there?
Lizard.
Anyway, so, yeah, so I went back to work properly this week. Had some very odd conversations with people. My last job today actually was quite nice. Basically, I can't go into too much detail of it. Obviously, I'm not allowed to. I've been warned, not by my work, but by colleagues who've seen my streams and seen some clips. Anyway, so went to this job, really nice chat, really nice bloke, okay? But when I rang, I normally ring ahead, say, look, I'm on my way, blah, blah. This time I rang ahead, I was just sat around the corner, and I said to him, I could be with you at 3:30 or 4 o'clock, he said, yeah, he'd be at 3:30, all right, I'll see you then. And it was very, short and abrupt on the phone. I thought, and I'm thinking to myself, God, this one's, hey, Michi, how you doing? You good? How you doing? How's your mum? Anyway, and very short and abrupt on the phone. I'm thinking to myself, oh, this guy's going to be an absolute fucking prick, isn't he? I'm thinking to myself. So I don't know why I do it. I do it with every single job. I mean, I look up what I'm seeing on the work phone before I go to work, what jobs they are. I'm planning my route. Not planning my route, but finding exactly where the building is and all that lot. And I always look at these jobs and I'm thinking to myself, that's gonna be shit, that's gonna be shit, that's gonna be shit. But when I actually get into it, I'm like, actually, no, this is actually pretty good. There's another benefit I've noticed working out quite a bit is going to my first job in the morning, the 8 o'clock in the morning jobs. The very first job in the morning, you're thinking to yourself, oh God, 8 o'clock in the morning. Ugh. I used to think that when I got there, I was quite still, waking up as such, although I'd been out of bed and driving for an hour or so and sat around for a bit. But no, actually, getting up at 5 a.m, working out till 6 a.m, getting up at 5 a.m, getting in the gym at 5:15, getting out of the gym at quarter to 6 and having a shower, all before 6 a.m, and then starting my actual day, as in, seeing where I'm going. By the time I get to the customer's house, I've been up for 3 hours. And I am so fucking awake, I am with it, to the point that the customer is probably half asleep still. This is how I am. And I'm actually really enjoying being energized first thing in the morning, when I used to be really kind of sluggish, so that's another benefit. I think I need to start doing that. Yeah, I'm good. We're all good, Michi, okay? We're all good. What series are you watching? So, I went to this job at 4 o'clock this afternoon, and I actually was there at 3:30, and where the town was, parking was almost a nightmare. But luckily, I used to live in this town, so I knew where all the kind of side roads that you can park down. So I parked about quarter of a mile away. Got my rucksack, hoofed it to the customer's house. Not being in a sweat, not getting out of breath or anything like that, which is a great thing for me. I don't get all that anymore. So get to the customer's house, and I'm thinking this guy's gonna be an absolute prick. So ring this ring doorbell, knock on the door, because obviously people's ring doorbells, okay, unreliable sometimes, especially if you're there to fix their network. Okay, ring the doorbell, knock on the door. That's what I do. Guy opens the door and goes, I go, Mr. And he goes, yeah. I said, well, I'm your engineer, Greg, nice to meet you. And he goes, yeah, okay, cool, come in. And I'm like, why are you there? So I just spoke to you on the phone earlier or not? I'm thinking to myself. And he explains to me that company A he used to be with, okay, and he's just gone with company B. Now, company B, he's installed company B's router himself, but he went for the app, and I'm thinking to myself, as soon as you go through company B's app, you've lost the game straight away. You've completely lost the game. Okay, but go on, carry on. And he goes, why? I said, the app is crap. That's why they call it an app, because it's full of crap. Delete the app. Just delete it. I'll show you a better way. So he goes, oh, okay. But what he'd managed to do, he'd managed to copy his SSID, his Wi-Fi name that is, and his Wi-Fi password over to from company A router to company B router, which is great. But none of his devices were working. Okay, hang on, don't laugh. None of his devices were working. We'll go back to that in a moment. I was watching in the Littlewood do his live series. It's basically Minecraft PvP series, and he makes it super lore heavy, and he won, so the lore was so good. No, that's not bad. To be perfectly honest, we've all heard of Frankie and 1080p, right? Used to love watching in the Littlewood. I'll have to look that up actually. In the Littlewood, I'll have to look that up. So, going back to this problem, right? So, when I looked at the Wi-Fi names, I could see company A Wi-Fi, not company B Wi-Fi, company A Wi-Fi, and that was it. So I'm like, I grab the Wi-Fi password from the company A, the old router, and scan it into the phone. Connect straight away on the mobile phone now, the work phone. Excuse me, I need to burp. And he's like, oh, well, how come none of my devices are working? And I'm like, well, that router's switched on. Company A router switched on. Company B router switched on. And yet only one is connected to the ONT, the optical network terminal, the line that comes in. But they're both transmitting the same SSID. And I'm like, okay. And I realised something. With that company A router was switched on, I thought, you know, I'll plug into that with my tablet, do a LAN scan. Nothing's coming. Oh, hang on. A Wi-Fi disc is coming up. And I say to him, do you have a Wi-Fi disc upstairs or something like that? He goes, yeah, I do, but I don't see why that would be the problem. What was happening is he'd had 3 access points set up. Company A router, Company B router, which is the one that had a live internet connection, and Company A Wi-Fi disc. All of his devices were connecting to Company A router and Company A Wi-Fi disc because whatever. And as soon as I explained that to him, he's like, oh shit. So I said, let's switch off Company A's equipment and let's take that out and let's connect everything up to Company B's equipment. And he goes, I didn't think of that. So that's what I did. I unplugged everything. It's me running around, unplugging everything, switching everything off, and checking everything. I checked his Alexa devices. I checked his light switches. I checked his TV upstairs and TV on the second floor as well. And he goes, oh God. So are you telling me I messed up? And I said, a little bit, but how are you meant to know? You've essentially transferred your Wi-Fi name and your password over to the new router, haven't thought about it, got no signal coming in to your devices because they've all connected to the old system, the old equipment that you've unplugged. But I had the old router switched off. It doesn't matter. Even if you have the old router switched off, they'll still connect to the Wi-Fi disc. And he goes, oh shit, you've got an answer for everything. I'm like, pretty much. So what I did was switch everything off, reset everything, as in switch off his Company B router and turn it back on again. So it was all cleared, and everything started coming back online. I could see down the list on on HomeView, everything that was showing up on there. Did a LAN scan, just everything was showing up on there. I thought, brilliant. Not only did I do that, I got a little printer, that thermal printer that is, and I stuck a new label on for onto the Company B Wi-Fi card setting card. Just kind of put that cherry top on the customer service, because Company A's Wi-Fi card, the password is rubbing out after a little while, so I made a new one for him and stuck on there just to kind of add that little bit of cherry on top of my customer service. And, you know, he was really happy with it. And it was one of those really good jobs at the end of the day that, you know, I'm proud to say that I did everything for that customer. And yeah, you know, that was the end of my day. So ending on a high note at the end of this week, which makes me feel a bit better. So there's a drink to that one. So what we're doing tonight, we are going to look at the humble mobile phone. One of these things, okay? Not that one in particular, but we're going to talk about mobile phone technology. We're not going to go too deep into technology because I don't want to bore you lot with megahertz and transmission rates and things like that. But what I do want to know is, what was your first mobile phone? What make and model it was, and do you miss it compared to and what phone do you currently have? So I'm going to start off. I'm going to show you my first mobile phone. I don't actually have my first mobile phone anyway, but I can show you exactly what it was, and then we'll move on from there. So I know, Michi, you're kind of at a disadvantage on this one, That was a tiny... That little thing that's just flown in front of the camera is a tiny... It's about a tiny little fly. It looks like a huge thing. My first mobile phone was an Orange Mobile. That was also an MP3. We'll have a look at that. Do you know the make and the model? Or at least the make of it? Or we'll look at my mobile phones and we'll go pretty much like we did last week, but with computers and games. But we're doing mobile phones and some mobile phone games, because I don't know about you, but I've got into a little bit of gaming on mobile devices, and that's because when I was in hospital, all I had with me was my tablet and my personal mobile phone. I had the work phone with me, but obviously that was switched off. So when Casey visited, I got her to bring my Xbox Elite 2 controller so I can connect it up to the tablet via Bluetooth. Bluetooth, what a wonderful thing. Who remembers infrared? So, my first mobile phone, I would have been 3310, and it was hand-me-down. My first mobile phone was hand-me-down. What was a Nokia 3310? I know Nokia 3310. There's a new version. It's an old version. I had the same one, but I'm still older. 3310. So my first mobile phone, it was in a particular color. Sony Ericsson W881. Let's have a look at that as well. So, wow. Was that your first mobile phone? Okay, so my first mobile phone. What about you, Sammy? My first mobile phone was Nokia, the handy, awesome Nokia 5110. Okay, and this was when I was 15, so this would have been 1999, 2000, that era. Yeah, I'm aging myself a little bit, and it was this color here. It was this one right here. Oh wait, no, mine didn't have a camera. I'll have a look in a minute, okay? All right, so who remembers this hunker beast? Okay, and I remember being able to unscrew the aerial, and it was a little stumpy aerial nib end as well, wasn't it? So holding down the power button. I mean, you had a ringtone generator, and you could actually get. I didn't do it on my Nokia back then. You can actually get, what do you call it? You can kill, it's the phone you can kill someone with. Not this one's the next one I'm looking at. We'll look at Michi's first one, the 3310. But yeah, this is the 5110. And you could get those little kind of pictures for where you would have the network ID. But does anyone remember how much a text message was back then? I mean, that was like 12p. 12p in what was it? 2000? 2001? 2000, we'll go 2001 because that's when I was 16. Worth today, okay? So 12p. Inflation calculator. All right. You're kidding. 80p. No. Okay. Hang on. I don't think it's going to do pennies. I think... Okay, I used to top up with £10. No, £5. It was £5 a week because I had a paper round. ACP, yeah. 20 in 2001. We'll do 2000 actually. Costing. Wow, that's almost doubled. So yeah. So that would have been like 12p, so 24p would be a text message, roughly, these days. 24 pence for one text message. And the text message wasn't even very long. It was only about 80 characters. It was very limited. I think it was 80 characters or something like that. Because it just didn't have it on it, you see. Oh my good God, look at the what do you call it? So it had no sensors, no LED indicator, no sub display. Flash memory, 1 megabyte of flash memory, 1 megabyte, and 2 kilobytes of EEPROM flash, 64 kilobytes of RAM, SRAM, no memory slots. The stuff that we take advantage of these days on our phones, we didn't have back then. I've got loads of those charging jacks as well. Here we go. We had the GSM 900 in England. Oh, fuck, wrong again. Okay, right. God, we'll get to yours in a minute. Supporting images, operator logos, yeah. There wasn't even, you could send a text, you can do MMS or multimedia messaging. It had memory, Snake, and Logic. Mine only had Snake. I mean, everyone remembers the old Nokia Snake. And these are the ringtones as well. I used to just have the old-fashioned ring. Okay. Not that anyone rang it. Not that anyone rang it because no one knew the number. But yeah. And then, yeah, my fascia never came off. It was stuck on there for some reason. So, but yeah, it's like, yeah. So, Michi's first one was the good old Nokia 3310. But was it 3210? 32 was mine? Oh, hang on. No, my first phone was the 32. My second phone was the 3210. It's not like, hang on. Oh, in fact, no, wrong again. Okay, right, hang on. Sony Ericsson W700. Is that L or I? I think it might be an I. Oh, really? I mean, when did that come out, Visky? When did that actually come out? I mean, you're looking at it. I mean, when was that release? I maybe need to Google that, really. Release date. 2006. So I had a phone literally 5 years before you had it. Don't remember the phone that well. You remember that phone well? Fair enough. But yeah, I had the... What was it? This thing. The Nokia 3210. Now, this was my second phone. And it only had half a screen. I remember it now. Because the bottom half of the screen was broken. All the phone screen was cracked. So you could just see just halfway of the top screen. Which worked for me. Because if it was the bottom side of the screen, you'd be screwed. Because, you know, if you couldn't write a text message. What did it have? What specs did it have? It's sold 160 million. The headphones on the one I had was micro USB and a weird trapezoid one. I'll have a look at that. But do you remember phones? I mean, I get this. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I get this asked quite a bit to me. Okay. And it's surprising how often I get this, especially from older customers. When I change my SIM card, do I lose all my numbers? I get that these days. Okay, I do remember having to type in all your names and passwords from one phone to the other, because of the SIM cards, because the SIM card held the phone book. And 10 text messages or 10 text messages. Nowadays, it's all in the cloud because I've got my phone here, and if I was to change my phones, which I have done a few times, excuse me, I just type in my Google details. There's my phone book. I think I've got most of my stuff stored in Google. Me too. Not the best thing to do, if I'm honest with you, but another way of doing it, if I'm honest. Yeah. So who remembers sitting there typing all your numbers from one phone to another? Because I remember that. Not that I had many numbers to type because I didn't have a lot of friends, which goes the same today these days as well. But you were screwed if you only had one phone, because you would have to write down every single number. And oh god, do you remember phone locking as well, where you'd buy a phone and it was locked to one network, like Orange or Vodafone or T-Mobile. This is going back some time. T-Mobile, Orange, Vodafone. I think that was it. Oh, and BT Cellnet was another one, wasn't it? So BT Cellnet was like the posh one. Okay. Don't they still do that? No, they don't. Ofcom ruled. I can't remember what let me find out for you. But Ofcom ruled locking mobile phones to a network. Ofcom ruled a while ago that you cannot do that. Okay. So it was banned. Okay, so Ofcom, the UK communications regulator, banned mobile phone networks from selling locked phones in December 2021. The rule change ensures that all new mobile phones sold in the UK are unlocked, allowing consumers to switch providers and use their existing handset without any hassle. The ban was introduced because of research showing that many people were put off changing networks by the difficulties, costs and delays associated with unlocking mobile phones. But yeah, there you go. So in 2021, I didn't realise that until I heard about it a little while ago, about 6 or 7 months ago, and I'm like, ooh, that's something new. So there you go. So all mobile phones that you buy these days, all mobile phones that you buy these days are unlocked and can be used with any network provider. Hell, even you don't even need a SIM sometimes. You can get eSIMs. Now, my personal phone, I've got an eSIM and a physical SIM in there. So the eSIM is my usual number because about 4 or 5 months ago, my SIM card that I've had for, I can't remember how many years, finally just gave up the ghost. And this is going from different phones to the point that the phone was, the SIM had been changed and cut because it was a nano SIM. I needed to get into micro SIM, and I needed the phone. I needed my personal phone for work kind of thing, so I can drive around and have music playing and things like that. And Katie could get hold of me, so I'm just going through the work phone. So, and the gift gaff I'm on that, basically they couldn't get me the SIM card quick enough, but an eSIM was like almost instant. I was a bit umming about it, but no, actually an eSIM is probably better. Do you know why? You can cancel it anywhere, go to another phone and get your eSIM put on that straight away. Even if you lose your phone, you still don't lose your number. That's fucking brilliant. Secondly, if your phone has only got one SIM slot, you can have multiple eSIMs or one eSIM and one physical SIM, which is what I've got. I've got a physical SIM, which when I'm basically the physical SIM is also another gift gaff SIM card, but it's got no data, nothing on there. It only receives stuff. So if I need to receive a message or I want to send a message out, which I've got a couple of pounds on there, it allows me to kind of use the other SIM that doesn't accept phone calls. I've blocked that part off. So, you know, it allows you to do all that. Hey, Silverwolf, how you doing? So this is what it's like having a burner phone, but in your phone. That doesn't sound right, does it? But you get it what it is as well. But, I mean, Sammy, going back to your question, when was the last time you saw somewhere on the high street? Now think of it. I mean, you probably don't go on your high street quite a bit, but think of it this way. When was the last time you saw someone in the high street or saw someone on Facebook? Can someone unlock my phone? Phone's unlocked here and stuff like that. You don't see it anymore because it's a thing that went out of fashion in 2021 because Ofcom, the UK regulator for communications, banned it. That you can't lock mobile phones. Yeah, it was. Definitely was. But you don't realise it until A, it's gone and someone points it back out to you. So there you go. So you can walk into an EE shop tomorrow. There are other providers available, but you can walk into EE are bloody everywhere, aren't they? You can walk into an EE shop tomorrow, buy a physical handset there, pay cash for it, card, whatever. Don't leave with a contract. Walk into a Vodafone store and ask for a SIM card, and you can open the box in front of them, stick your SIM card in there, and that phone will work. I just remember when I used to look on CEX and stuff. Yes. Yeah, CEX, hit and miss with CEX. I've not tried them myself, but Visky uses them quite a bit, where you can end up with some weird stuff. You know. So, in America, we've been using eSIM since 2017. Yes. However, in America, what you haven't been using a lot is Apple Pay. Well, not Apple Pay, but Android Pay as much, or tap and pay with your card. Okay. So, CX is good to buy from, shit to trade into. That's why I don't trade into them. This is why I sell a lot of my stuff on Facebook Marketplace. Not that it goes anywhere. Labor Days. Blech. So, yeah. Silver, are you still there? If you are, what was your first mobile phone? I would like to know, really, because you're an American. A bit iffy about that American side of things. But, yeah, Silver, like I said, so I know I keep flicking from screen to another. What was your first mobile phone? So that'll be an interesting one to get an American side of things, you see. Because we're in the second phone here. But it would be quite interesting. From what I've seen, a lot of people you tap and use Samsung Pay. You call it Samsung Pay. We call it Google Pay, really. I mean, you can get them on the phone. You can get them on the watches. This watch particularly doesn't do it. But I used to have. I've still got my Pixel phone. No. Oh, what was it? I can't remember what watch it was. But yeah, you could pay for stuff by going up to the ba-ching, like that, as long as you had your phone in your pocket. But I rarely used it, if I'm honest with you. I use my phone more to pay than my actual physical card, to the point I've been out to places these days, not even had my wallet with me, and I'm like, oh, okay, that is how much. Ding, yeah, done. Not on my mobile phone. So I'm like, when I leave the house, it used to be keys, wallet, mobile phone, all that lot. It used to wallet, keys, mobile phone, whatever. Okay, watch, wallets, keys, whatever. Okay, nowadays it's just keys, mobile. We don't need anything else to go shopping. Obviously bags, but oh god, the bags. How many of you gone into a shop these days, right? Or left the house, got to like Tesco's, Asda, wherever you're going shopping, and you're like, right, okay, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna put this in my basket, go on the trolley. You get to the checkout and you're like, fuck, where's all my bags? They were at home. Or I've done it the other day. I thought, right, I'm gonna go to Tesco's after work, on the way home from work, you know, using the work van, pick some stuff up. Forgot the bags, didn't I? Had to buy a bag 30p. I think I spent about £30 a year just on bags. To be honest, I'm the worst. I was about mobile phones. Didn't get phones 2018, and it was a track phone. Still, tell us, what phone was it? If you remember the make and model, I'll have a look at it. You see, 2018. I mean, Michi's first phone was a Nokia 30 something rather. Let me have a look. 3310 or 3210 or something like that. Well, yeah, 33, 3220. Or I can't remember. Michi, what was your first phone again? 3310. Thank you. So yeah, but yeah, my second phone was a 5110. If you've only just tuned in, I'll show you what the 5110 is. That's a 5110. This one that you see on the screen here. And my second phone was a 3210. This is when it starts to get a little bit interesting. So then the 3310s came out. I had one of these. In fact, I had multiple of these because I would lose them I would break them. And yes, I broke one of these. I can't remember what I did to it. I remember buying it from Argus. They are still around. Just owned by Sainsbury's at the moment. But the Nokia 3310, the brick, the never-ending, kind of never destroying, never dying phone. And bear in mind, these are Nokia phones. There's going to be a trend here. Everyone had a Nokia phone. Okay? Back then, everyone had some sort of Nokia phone, one thing or another. And you'd look at, well, my family definitely did, and I definitely did. But, you know, there were other phones out there which were from Orange and stuff like that. Now, Orange is a provider that's not even in the UK anymore. I mean, I think they've got Orange USA or something like that. Orange former network was integrated into EE Limited. Wow. Wow, I didn't realise that. So EE acquired Orange. Wow, okay. Orange merged with T-Mobile UK and formed a new company called EE. Wow. Okay, so we now know what happened to EE. We now know what happened to T-Mobile UK and Orange. They merged into EE, didn't they? Oh god! And then EE's direct successor to Orange UK in the UK market, provide mobile and broadband services. So, and nowadays, you said that. You said that. What, just then, or did you say it to yourself and not told anyone about it? Because in America, you've got things like Verizon, AT&T. Scroll up. Hang on. Let's have a look. Okay, fine. We're going to have a look at your little thing, shall we? Didn't Orange... Okay, shut up. Okay, didn't Orange and T-Mobile become EE? Shut up. There's always one show-off, isn't there? Okay, there's always one teacher's pet. You get a gold star. What do you think? Yeah, thanks, Sammy. But yeah. 3 are still around, aren't they? 3.co.uk is still around. Yeah, they are. Now... Oh, you bitch. Oh, no. Why did I pick this one out? Why did I pick the fucking unicorn out? You were 3. That kind of looks weird. That kind of looks like a face, doesn't it? That's actually... That's... Anyway, I'm going to leave that there then. Okay, you're going to be stuck with the unicorn for a little bit, all right? Unicorn. No, it's not a unicorn. It's just a confused horse that dropped ice cream on its head. Calm the fudge down. Anyway, so you're 3 mobile. So that's who I remember being with Vodafone. I never went with Orange because all my phones were Vodafone phones, or well, my first Nokia was a BT Cellnet one. I had no credit on the SIM card. Second phone was, and third phone was always Vodafone. So I remember going to Summerfield, to top up with a Vodafone top-up card. And who remembers these? Okay, these retro Vodafone top-up cards. Pay as you go top-up cards that you'd have to flip over, scratch the back off it, okay, then you'd ring up the number. I remember you have to ring up a number and type this long number in, and then it would work and you'd get the money if you were lucky. I mean, this is before the days of the internet. This is before the Unicorn stream with Alpha as a guest star. So, Mr. Unicorn, how are you?
Lizard.
Have you got anything to say?
With my computer chair, it's so frustrating.
Oh, is it? Okay, anything else?
Germany.
You like Germany?
Germany.
Okay, what about... Have you got anything else to say?
I sat down in a weird position and just...
Okay. You good though, yeah?
Lizard.
You sure?
No idea what she said.
No, neither do I. Anyway, so oh, you sent me a DM. You always send me DMs on my streams. Why are you sending me DMs? But yeah, if you remember these things, you must be old. But I remember only getting like the £5 ones or the £10 ones. Gosh, I remember first paycheck from Summerfield as well. My first phone was a Samsung Galaxy A25. Samsung Galaxy A25 or 26. Might be the A26. That one? Ah, see, now we're getting into the range of boring smartphones. Okay. Sorry, I've got to say that Summer Silver Wolf, these are just the boring smartphones. Because once you see smartphones, as soon as this is the funniest thing is, we never consumed stuff on our phones until such a time where, yeah. Really, Visky? Honestly, am I gonna have to make that into a thingy, into a redeem? You know, into the little icons, the little thingies, the faces, just that. In case you don't know, Visky has sent me a picture of just this bit of the unicorn, and now they want me to put it on there. Well, I've got space, so I'll probably end up doing that. So yeah, gone from the Nokia 3310. Like I said, I lost one in a field, so I used to do a lot of walking the dogs with this in the pocket. And who remembers CD players? The anti-jog CD players, I should say. My next phone was a Windows 10 phone. Used that for 5 years. Got a wee phone, then moved up to a Samsung Flip 4. Flip 4 being able to close and useful to stop temptation to use it all daily. Now a Samsung Galaxy 20. Okay, now we're going too far ahead. All right, calm your horses. We've still got an hour and a half, hour and 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the stream left. Okay, we'll get to those phones. Calm down. Who remembers the Sony phone, which used to be PSP or something? You love that. That is still a popular phone you can get these days. You can't buy it brand new, but you can get them on CEX. I'll show you that one. I know exactly what you're on about, though. Okay, so Michi and Silver, you're banned. You're dead. You go over there, sit in the corner, because you've got boring phones now, including your flip phone. That is terrible. Why you've gone for it, I don't know. But we'll get to those in a minute, okay? And I'm going to ask you some questions about them, because, Michi, that flip phone looks really quite cool. However, the concern I have is the crease in the middle, because whenever you hold a phone up and you look at it, it's a bit like your hand. Your hand's full of creases, isn't it? You can't really see that well. Oh, old man talking about the way he used to buy games with ringtones. Yes! I wasn't allowed to buy ringtones. I was not allowed to buy ringtones. We still buy games these days, but I was not allowed to buy ringtones. You know why? I was poor. And nobody rang me. Nobody actually physically rang me. I think I used the calling feature on the phone less, and used the text messages also just as less, because I was still poor. I mean, my paper round was £10 a week. £10 a week. £12 if I did the second round, that is. A week. Not a day. A week. Okay. Now, if we go to the calculator again, £10 in, what was it, $2.99 worth today. Okay, all right, inflation calculator. Back to the inflation calculator. In 2000 and no, go 99. Okay, £19.27 a week, 20 quid a week. I'm happy to tell you about my phone later. Keep up the retro tech for now. Okay, retro. I get it. Fuck off, these were great. So yeah, I lost one of these in a field because I had my earphones in, listening to a burnt CD of a couple of burnt CDs of Evanescence. Who remembers Evanescence? They're still around these days. What retro tech did you have growing up that you wished made an improved version of today? Oh, that's a very good question. He's going about the times where you couldn't use a phone and a computer at the same time. True. That's good. MP3 player. Yes. Okay, I do miss the old humble and the iPods. Okay, I'm going to say an iPod because you used to have your Nokia mobile phone in your pocket and your iPod, I know, 60 gig or 30 gig earphones in. Okay. All right, it wasn't a 3310 back then, but it was a Nokia phone, and listen to music on there. I miss MP3 players. I actually do. Although we're gifted, the fact is that we have Spotify these days. Okay, we're really kind of gifted with that, and it's brilliant that I can just type something in, listen to it straight away. But just imagine if you had an iPod that you could do that with. But then I also think, hang on, we've got an iPod. It's the mobile phone that it's come into. Okay, so that's the thing I've missed the most, having MP3s. Oh dear. Anyway, going from this one, now this is going to take me some time to find, but I remember having a 3 mobile phone with a camera that turned, I think it was 180 degrees, and it was a very old mobile phone. And to the point, a customer had it the other day and actually gave me it. But I don't know what I've done with it. It's probably in my garage because I thought I wouldn't get rid of it. But I remember when free UK launched. I'm just trying launch date. I'm just trying to find out when it was. Yeah, that was it. It was in 2003, 3rd of March. Yeah, because it was 3303, wasn't it? And it was free launch mobile phone 2003. I'm just trying to find the mobile phone from 2003 that I had. So let's go back to the desktop live again. So there was loads of phones that were in 2003, loads of them. Okay, but the phone I had was quite a long but narrow phone. I'm just seeing if I can find it again. But oh, here it is. Here it is. This is it. So this was my 3rd mobile phone. It was the NEC E313. NEC E313. NEC E313. Wow. Okay. So, ignoring the fact that we have multiple megapixels phones these days. Okay. This was 2004, Q1 2004. So I bought this phone fairly new then. Hang on. Let me try and think. Surely not. I probably did. Yeah, I did buy this phone brand new, as in only been released. So yeah, okay. So I remember by this time I was working elsewhere. I'm not gonna say where I was, where in the world I was, but this was it. And I remember the memory card stick drive. I remember that being on the side of this phone, on the opposite side, and it was a little rubber cover. And I'd play with it all the time to the point it fell off. And it's true. If you keep playing with stuff, especially long rubber bits that just want to flick constantly, it will fall off. Eventually. So stop playing with it. It will fall off. Alright? In Mitch's case, keep playing with it. Okay? Anyway, so... And this used a mini SIM, so it's I can't remember what is a mini SIM. You sure it's a mini SIM? So I thought it was a normal SIM. No, it was a normal SIM. Yeah, what we call a SIM is a mini SIM. A normal sim's a mini sim. So 500 entries, 20 dialed, 20 received, 20 missed calls. Not that I had people ringing me. 19 megabytes. 19 megabytes. VGA. So what's that? 480 by 320. Hang on. VGA resolution. 480 by 320. Oh, 640 by 480. So see, I knew it was 480 something. This is going back years. Vibration downloaded polyphonic ringtones. SMS, MMS, email. 2004. I had an email address back then because, yeah, I had an email address back then. Never used it though. Since I didn't have much of the internet. Standby 110 hours. Talk time 2 hours. Up to 2 hours talk time. Wow. Yeah. I mean, is there any videos of it? There is. There's some videos of it. So I'm going to just mute that for a second because, yeah. But I remember that mobile phone being, it was very slim. It was very kind of remote-like wise. So, yeah, there's the phone itself. This bit at the top here was the camera that you could switch to a selfie or take a picture or something. They weren't very good pictures, trust me, and there was no way to get them off. That's just the little twiddly bit that you can play with that will fall off eventually, and the headphone jack. And on the other side, the micro storage. It's the storage. There was the battery underneath there, and it was just. I mean, I remember getting this, and thinking it was the coolest thing ever. No, actually, no, I didn't think it was the coolest thing ever. I was a little bit embarrassed about it because it looked like a a remote control, because that's basically what it was. Essentially, it was a glorified remote control. There you go. Just putting the SIM card in. God, that takes me a while to go. I can't remember any of these setup screens either. But yeah, I remember this. I remember that. I remember this. The orange and the blue. Gosh. I don't remember the person dancing in it though, but yeah, it is. It's something. Is this the yeah, vibration patterns. Bear in mind, this is the days before we started watching stuff on our phones, so hence the phones are quite small. Oh gosh, now I've got to think. I can't remember what else I had from then. But yeah, if we have a look at some of your phones, and I'll try and remember one of mine, you see, after that phone. But I think I went back to Nokia. But hang on, let's have a look at me. Let's have a Visky's one. So it was a Sony Ericsson W700i. Are you sure? Oh, I remember now. It was a Samsung mobile phone. 2009? No, that's too late. Here we go, the D500. Yep, who remembers these? I don't think it was this one I had. This one. Yeah. D500. D600. Ah, it's a D600, yeah. Samsung D600. So, hang on, let's go back down again. I had a smartphone that looked like a camera. It was alright. Samsung D600. This is when I stopped having Nokias for a little while. And this is it, yep. And you had slide phones. These were so cool. They had a camera on them and whatnot. A proper camera. Not the remote control that I had. It was just like, yeah. I used to think that this, I mean, Snake of that thing must have been sick. It didn't have Snake. It did not have Snake. That's the problem with the D600. It didn't have any games in it. It had a game on it. It had Java. But it didn't have the Snake that we used to think it had in it. But it had a couple of bits and pieces, but not a huge amount. But you'd have to buy them. And these were kind of the coloured, what do you call it? They had Bluetooth in them. Or what was it? Oh, I've got my phone. But yeah, I used to Bluetooth. Was it infrared? Bluetooth or infrared? Hang on. Bluetooth. Broke it. Bluetooth. Actually, let's go back to this one. Okay, so it had Bluetooth. Display connectivity. Here we go. Bluetooth. So you could use it. 1.2. Bluetooth 1.2. So we get absolute crap. USB. I've just remembered something on the Nokia 3310s. I went to a Snake, that thing was music. I went to a computer fair. I remember cycling to the Charmeleon Centre in Worthing, going to a computer fair there, and buying a PC adapter for the Nokia 3310, 3320, or 3210 as well. An adapter so you can make your own operator logos. Now, what I mean by operator logos is a great example of someone else's operator logo. Instead of having their operator name, they put Sex in the City in the middle of that, which is a show on NBC. But I remember, buying it and designing my own ones. I went to school. I think it was school? No, yeah, it was year 11 I was in. With a big penis just drawn on the front of it. Because I thought it would be funny. I was like, hey mate, I got a penis on my face. Oh my god, how childish was I? I got it off the next day because I got in trouble with it at school because obviously, I went to Catholic school. And yeah, my phone was taken off me. But yeah, the stuff I used to draw on it, you see, and show my mates, and they were like, oh, that's so cool, can we have it? And all that lot. I used to kind of I remember getting what was it? I used to charge £1 for a logo on those things. Okay, so I would be at the playground in the corner, and instead of the other cool kids selling cigarettes, okay, in the other corner of the playground, I used to be in the corner of the playground, do you want a logo on your phone? Yeah. Which one do you want? I have loads of them. £1. You see? Yeah. Is it a Nokia? Yeah, I can do it for you. No problem. £1. You used to get companies that would charge you 75p for it, as in the one logo. You'd pay the company 75p. But if you gave me £1, tell me what you wanted, and I'd go onto Microsoft Paint, draw it onto Microsoft Paint, copy it across, download it onto the phone, and then Bluetooth it to you. Oh, I didn't use the Bluetooth it, no, because they didn't have them. I used to have to send it as a text message. But yeah, that was pretty much it. So yeah, and that was a good income. I remember getting loads of money for it to start with, and you'd have people who'd want a different one each week, and some of them different day. That there was this one kid, Andrew, I remember his name being. It's the name Andrew is just weird anyway. Andrew used to kind of ask for one every day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and he'd spend £5 each week. And I was like, you do know you could just I don't know, choose something different. No, I want to know what day it is by looking at the phone. You have a calendar, but gosh. But yeah, the Nokia D600 is what I had next as well. And it got to the point where we look at phones these days and we look at phones back then, and we're so lucky with what we've got on our phones these days, to the point with our humble mobile phone, it kind of beats DSLR. I wouldn't say it beats DSLRs, but it's definitely getting close. The megapixel that is on my sorry, I called you Nokia. Sorry, Pixel. The megapixels that's on the Pixel phone, the Pixel 9 I've got here, vastly kind of hammers my my DSLRs by a factor of 10. They're about, I can't remember what megapixels they are, but compared to the 48 on that one and like the 12 on those, it's like I'd much prefer carrying my personal phone, taking a picture of it, because I can edit it on the fly as well. So yeah, so went for the Nokia D600, or the DIC600 I should call it now. 72 megabytes of storage. It had a micro SD slot. Micro SD cards were expensive back then, so no one had one. Loudspeaker, yes, with stereo speakers. Vibration, polyphonic, MP3 ringtones, not anyone called me. SMS, WAP 2.0. Wireless access point. I don't know what WAP actually stands for. Wireless application protocol. That was it. I was close. Yeah, who remembers a WAP? Whereas for Sync 2.0. Fuck. And I remember. There you go. A blow hit beating a WAP. Anyway, we go into a different pathway, and it's not gonna be a friendly tech chat anymore, is it? So yeah, WAP wireless. I remember on those phones, on your keypad on those phones, it was like 0. You held down 1 was always, and still is, if you hold down 1, you get your voicemail. But I remember on your phones, you know, you used to get what you call it, the keypad, and I'm not going to try and you press down and hold down the 0, and you'd end up with what you call it. You'd end up with wireless, you know, going on the internet, and you're like, no, fuck, and you'd press like the red button or something as quick as you can, just to stop you losing money, because it will cost you money to go online. And even if it, you know, if it was in your pocket, you'd make sure your phone was locked, because if you, who remembers the unlock way to unlock a mobile phone on Nokia mobile phone? Menu fucking star to lock it again. But yeah, WAP, just takes you back. And is there I wonder if there's a WAP emulator. There must be a WAP emulator online. WinWAP, smartphone browser emulator. You got to download it. Hang on. Is there one online? I'm just going to see if there's one online, because that'll be funny to have WinWAP for Windows. That's what we're just looking at. Emulator for WAP. No, I don't think there is. But I was just seeing if there's a WAP emulator, which there isn't, unfortunately. I don't think. But that would have been funny, just trying to open up an emulator. What do you call it? In Windows, but you know, I don't want to download something to my computer. But yeah, you know, but yeah, WAP goes back. And look, talk time up to 7 hours. So we've gone from 2 hours to 7 hours. And who remembers removable batteries? So, I know I'm stalling, so I'm trying to remember my next phone. Samsung D600, 600. Mobile phones only had cameras on them. I think it was going to be a Samsung Galaxy. Samsung Galaxy 2007 model. Here we go. Now we're getting to the start of these kind of boring phones. And we'll have a look at Michi's new, you know, her old phone as well. Is that it? Does kind of look... I remember these ones. In fact, I think Katie's got a couple of those up in our loft. But it wasn't those. It was a candy bar phone. It didn't have a slide thing. Let's try 2010 Samsung Galaxy. Here we go. This is it. Galaxy S. That's it. Samsung Galaxy S. No. Okay, you just take me to new ones. 2010. That's it. Yeah, here we go. Who remembers this? I think a few of us had this. When did they stop calling? They're still called the S's. They're just S21s, S22s. Different variations of the S phones. I still called them these days. Okay. Operating system, Android 2. Oh my God. Oh my God, that reminds me. Who remembers? Obviously, everyone remembers on the Nokia phones, the operating system was Symbian. Okay, Symbian. We're not getting confused with the hoo-ha toy. Symbian OS. Who remembers Symbian as being an operating system? Because it was always on the old. It was always on the Nokias, the color Nokias back then. Oh, there we go. It was Nokia. S for the expensive ones, A's are for the cheap ones. Yeah, the more you know. Yeah. Silver, shut up. I didn't realise that. Go away. I didn't realise that. I mean, although the A's and the S's on Samsungs, I mean, apart from a few features, they're still pretty good. The A's are. I remember having an old A something or other, and I thought it was brilliant. The only problem that I found with Samsung devices these days, Samsung mobile phones, which my work phone is a Samsung, I find them a little bit boring. There's nothing that's great about them. Nothing that stands out about them. They are very plain, middle on the ground mobile phones, and I think it's the A series of them as well, because this is why I like things a little bit more funky, a little bit more exciting. Oh, cool. Yeah, I find Samsung phones, and I don't mean to diss on Samsung, but I find them quite boring. But I remember having Nokia phones, color Nokia phones. Who remembers I remember having, there's a phone that I have, still have it in my loft. Okay, still boxed. Obviously, it has been used, but can you guess what it is? Okay, it was probably the only gaming phone that you could get back in 2003, and I'm bouncing back a little bit. I got it in about 2005, 2006. Okay, towards the end of life. It was discontinued in 2006. Who can guess my phone back then? Okay, let me give you a clue. It came with cartridges, and you could play games on it, like Sonic. I almost gave it the away there. I played Sonic on this, and it had a nickname, the Taco Phone. Anyone know that one? You got 3 seconds. Taco Phone. You don't know what the Taco Phone was called? It was such a meme. It was such a meme. They made 2 different versions of it, and I had the newer version of it. And you can actually buy it in CEX at the moment for less than 20 quid. I might have to pick one up, thinking about it. Oh, they're out of stock anyway. Anyone? Here, let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. Oh, I used to see them. You haven't, do you know what phone it is? Sammy, come on, you used to see them. Come on, what phone was it? It was a Nokia. It was a Nokia. But it came out as a meme as the Taco phone. And it had like, it even had Tomb Raider on it. You had to search it. It is the Nokia N-Gage. I had one of these phones. I was yeah, I'm not that old. I know you're not that old. Okay, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Okay. All right. The Nokia N-Gage was, I was 18, 19 at the time when this came out. Hang on, let's hang on. It was, hang on, let's find the Nokia N-Gage on Wikipedia. Nokia N-Gage wiki. 2003. Yeah, so I was 18 years old and discontinued 3 years later. I remember buying one of these in 2006, and this was it wasn't Game. What used to sell second-hand mobile phones back in 2006, and it was, I remember buying it in Brighton in oh god, not in Churchill Square but down the road from it. I bought one of these just off a whim. I wasn't going out to buy a mobile phone that day, okay, but I saw it and saw it on display and I said, I want that phone. I still have this phone. It's in my loft, okay, in a box. Talking into a taxi, talking to a taco, and there were several memes about it. Going down here, I saw one a little bit earlier. See, that's how you used to talk in it. It was called the Taco phone. Oh wow, the Game Boy Advance. You can see the similarities, can't you? Not. Yeah, that was it. You used to be able to, not that I used the phone for talking, I didn't have anyone to talk to. And plus phone calls were expensive. You stick that to your face, and I kid you not, you had essentially, I mean, you had the phone like this, and you'll be like talking to someone, and you'll be like, yeah mate, I'm good, how you doing? Yeah, this phone call's costing you 50p a minute. Yeah, you're probably better off you know, going to a certain hotline number with an 0845 number, if you know what I mean. Wow chicka bow wow. So yeah, that was it. I'm sorry if I saw somebody do that, I would make fun of it. Yeah, I know, that was why it was called the Taco phone, because that's the only way you could make phone calls. Okay, that was it. And even then, even on this here today, the N-Gage is viewed as a funny product as not many took it seriously, often humorously described as combining gaming, mobile phones and tacos due to its shape. Many called it the Taco phone because of the awkward way it used to be held during phone calls. I had that phone. I was proud of that phone. I had it for about 30 days before I went back to the humble Nokia. Oh, yes. Who remembers that? Because it was awkwardly shaped, poor selection of games, very poor selection of games, bad functionality and short battery life for a few. Yes, the Nokia N-Gage that I've got has a 30-minute battery life. You can play a game, Sonic N-Gage, of 30 minutes before from 100% to 0. Did you know the hand symbol for calling someone has changed from holding it with a finger and thumb? Yes. Now, this is the thing I'm gonna do with Ava in a video when she gets, you know, in a while, because what she's going on about, okay, is we used to think of a mobile phone as this, or a phone as this, and used to hang up the phone, okay? But my daughter, when I ask her, she'll be like this, and she'll be like that, okay? So there is, I do want to do a video of her, because And I've got old floppy disks, and I want to ask her about them as well. I think she'll get floppy disks. But I'm not quite sure. It'll be interesting, okay? And I'll get her on stream one day, or even if it's a recorded thing, I'll make sure that, you know, we'll play it, and we'll just do you know what? Actually, no, I'll do a video of it on personal phone, bring it up on the stream, and ask her, what's this? And she'll be able to give you an answer, and we'll have a discussion about it with old tech. Okay, but that will be a little. That's coming. We'll do that soon. That's a great idea. One of the best things about the flip phone is I can dramatically hang up on people by slamming it shut. Can't do that on mobile phones. You can do it on mobile phones, but you can only do it once before you break your phone, and they just won't hear you. The flip phone. Oh god, what was it you've got? You've got the Anyway, so I'll keep bouncing from one thing to another. But yeah, Nokia N-Gages, great phones. I loved it. Not as much as you thought. And I bet you, Visky, this is probably the only Sonic game you've never played. Is the Sonic N-Gage game. Okay. Is this? Okay, because I remember mine coming out like this. And oh god, there's a video of it. Oh no, that's a Switch 2. It'd be cool if those graphics were great on the N-Gage, wouldn't it? You see. Here you go, Nokia N-Gage. Sega. I wonder, is it going to play music again? Is it going to play any music? Yeah, it is. Here you go. Oh my god. Not me. I can throw my phone and it won't break. What is your phone made out of? Titanium? Oh. Who remembers this? Neo Green Hill Zone. And bear in mind, it looks better on here. It looks better on here than the actual game itself. Yes. Bear in mind, the screen is making it look better. Okay, because just imagine. Look at your phone these days. Okay, look at your personal phone these days. Xperia Play. I'll look at that in a minute. The screen was tiny. It was like 2 inches by 3 inches. Okay. Now we've got something like 8 inches and stuff like that. So it's a dumbed down Sonic Advance. That's exactly what it is. But bear in mind, the Game Boy Advance came out after this, I think. Hang on. So this came out in 2003. Game Boy Advance release. 2000. Oh no, actually no. Game Boy Advance came out before. It's the SP, wasn't it? It came out after that one. 2003, 2000. Yeah, SP came out at the same time as the N-Gage. I had an Advance. I had one of these. Where is it? The Game Boy Advance, but that was about it. Didn't have the SP or anything like that. I had a colleague of mine had an SP. But yeah. Wow. It wasn't any good. It's all you had was platform games. That is actually... Yeah, see what I mean? Look, 31 minutes of gameplay before the battery dies. Here you go. And let's see. So he's got about... Game over. What? Hang on. Yeah, he just dies. And the phone dies. Okay, that's what you had. I had both Advanced SP and a modern mind to have LCD. Right, the Xperia Play. Xperia Play. Oh, wow. Yes. I never had one of these. I always liked one. Always fancied one. And when was it released? Release date. 2011. So... I can't remember what it was then. On Live. Oh, On Live. I remember On Live. Who remembers On Live? Does anyone remember On Live? Okay. And there's a funny thing about On Live. But yeah, this only Xperia Play. I'm gonna On Live is On Live. Here we go. We'll have a look at that in a minute. But yeah, wow. Okay. So an Xperia Play. All right. Let's have a look at the. Nope. Let's have a look at the wiki of that one. I thought it says Android 2.3.4 Gingerbread. So I remember the first Android phone to have Google on it, because Google was up and coming, and I wanted a Google phone, but they were so expensive. I loved this phone when I owned it. You can still get them these days. I swear you can still buy one. Have a look. You can still buy one pre-owned and stuff like that. But would you be willing to drop a ton on them? I mean, I certainly wouldn't. I wouldn't want to pay £100 for one. I'd buy one just to play the games on it. What games came out on it then? It was a PlayStation Suite, VGA, so 1.3 mega. Oh, it's the camera. Weight 179 kilograms. 1 gigahertz Qualcomm. 1 gigahertz memory. 512 megabits. 400 megabits storage. Oh wow! eSIMs. That had an eSIM in it. See, I don't think eSIMs were popular in the UK, especially that. I don't think it were. If you're release Android updates, oh, it's homebrew. You can get a load of homebrew stuff for it. What games came out of it? Xperia Play games. Let's have a look. Wow. Okay. Modern Combat Black 2 Black Pegasus. That's 2010. So some of them are obviously after but yeah, that's a handful of games there. Galaxy on Fire 2. Crash Bandicoot. Really? You're kidding. And it's an APK. You're kidding. You can. Hang on. We've got to hear this. If he starts talking, I'm gonna mute it.
It's quicker than the other.
Really? Fuck it.
And so, and then
just want to hear the game.
Just, like Crash Bandicoot used to
Go to the quit option at the top.
that's it, basically.
This is just taking you back, Sammy.
To say want to stop.
Just taking you back. Except it's a touchscreen as well. Yeah, all phones are getting bigger in touchscreen. I want it again. If there was a superpower that I could have, and I remember thinking this the other day, especially when I'm playing Halo, if there was a superpower would be to be able to delete certain memories of my gaming stuff. So, because I played Halo to death, the original Halo Combat Evolved to death, and I would love to kind of play it again with a fresh memory without realizing that I've played it before and knowing it where everything is. That would be so cool. That would be my superpower if I had one. But yeah, I can imagine that would have been fun. I never had one. I was a posh git and had a Sony PSP, or otherwise known as a PlayStation Portable, PSP 1000. If you don't know what one of those is, I'm about to bring one up on the screen now. Do you remember when the era of plug and play games was super popular? In what sense? What do you mean by plug and play games? Plug into your TV and play, or whatever? Yes, Sony PSP. I had one of these. I remember walking from Chichester train station to Chichester Bishop Otter campus to see my girlfriend back then, Annie, and having a memory card on this one playing MP3s And I remember specifically listening to the Black Parade on this device. I don't have this anymore because I lent it to a friend and I never got it back. And I'm kicking myself. Even to this day, I very much, and I've, yeah. To be honest, I got more than PSP, lol. But I didn't actually use it for gaming a lot, if I'm honest with you. Because I just didn't like it that much compared to, what was it, the Xbox? The original Xbox? The Xbox 360? I can't remember. They were controllers that had plug into the TV and loaded a few games, and those are really good retro chimes. Yes, I remember some of those. I remember picking them up at Jumble Sales. Who remembers Jumble Sales? But no. But I remember having one of these. A battery wouldn't last too long. I remember the analog stick. This thing wasn't great. If I'm honest, I didn't like it. But yeah, I remember listening to My Chemical Romance on this. Oh my god, the PSP reminds me of the news stories PS Porn. Is that safe for stream? Shall I look it up? I'll look it up off screen for a moment. I can buy this. PS Porn. Okay. All right. Yep. I'm so glad I didn't look it up on screen. I am gonna save that for later. Anyway, but yeah, it kind of goes back to the same kind of era where OnLive. Does anyone remember OnLive at all? I know we're getting a little bit off subject here. We're going back to consoles. I was gonna say probably not. OnLive, I would say, was kind of the first. Oh look, it's a wild cunt. I remember being able to watch other people playing stuff online through this, and watching people play as well. This is like Twitch before Twitch was around, and I used to remember watching people play their games live through the internet, and I would just be vicariously playing through their thing as well. So you could watch people play, and it was really quite cool. But it was like, I remember sitting there and watching it. I'll read that in a minute. Watching people playing, and I'm thinking to myself, people are going to start charging for this because this is really quite cool. I could watch this all day long. And that's what I did one day. The news story is safe for the stream. It was so fucking dumb. Where a story where parents realised their kids could get into the internet on the PSP and wanted it banned because they could access porn. That's the reason why screen phones started getting bigger, because if you remember, phones were getting smaller and more compact. As soon as we found that we could watch porn on our phones, they became larger. And we had tablets, or phablets they were called back then, which was a phone and a tablet. I remember having a colleague of mine having a phablet, much like this. This is not a phablet. This is the Nexus tablet I was playing with the other day. But who remembers phablets? Phablets. Okay, phablets. Okay, where they're still kind of popular these days. But it's they were like, you used to get these, and you'd be like, you used to answer it. You'd be like, yeah, hang on, swipe. Yeah, mate, you good? Yeah. See, it doesn't look too bad when I'm holding it like that. But compared to my Pixel, you can see the difference. But yeah, phablets were a thing. Which is, oh my god, which is funnier because you can do that on cable TV. Look, not if you lived at home with family. I grew up in a house with four brothers, 3 sisters. Okay, there was no thing as privacy. All right, and going through puberty, where every second all you want to do is do something to yourself, for about 20 minutes at a time, 15 minutes at a time, all day long. You had no privacy. So yeah, okay, you couldn't just watch it on, what do you call it, certain TVs. However, I remember when I was younger, because everyone did this. Everyone did this in this house, okay? Every parent did this in this house. You had TVs around in your whole house, right? Okay, but they're always connected to the Sky box downstairs in the living room. But Sky didn't used to have ScartLead. It was pumped out of via the coax cable, which then pumped it around the whole house. So you had a certain channel where you could watch what was on the Sky. You tune into that channel. And I remember one night watching Sky, you know, something on Sky, and then at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, 987 would just someone type in downstairs in the whoever it was, I didn't care. Porn. Just porn on that TV screen, and it was pushed out for the rest of the house. I remember watching that as well. Okay, the only reason I know is because I was watching hockey and had our TV favourites thing where it would start a program. Once it came on the TV, by the way, I was 8. Oh dear. But yeah, we're going a little bit off subject between mobile phones. But yeah, phablets were a thing, which were a combining or straddling size formats between smartphones and tablets. And yeah, it's just one of those things. It was immense. It was crazy. Right, so we're going to take a break from, what do you call it, our usual thing tonight. I'm going to move you over here. Still not left the desk. Just put her down there, okay? We're going to play a game. Guess my blood pressure. All right? Who's going to get it right today? Who's going to be I want you to guess one number. 3-digit number. Okay, we're going to guess the systolic number. And whoever wins gets bragging rights for the week, okay? Because my phone is telling me I need to do this. So, 3 numbers, normally in the 100 range. Anyone that guess? It was very informational. I bet it was. You guess 150, okay? Anyone other guesses on 150 there? Anyone get other guesses on 150? So, I'm just starting up now. I need to just chill out for a moment. Guess your blood pressure on stream. That's no... I know, but it's something different. And I'm going to do it every week, okay? So, I'm going to bring up my blood pressure device over here and put it in once it's done. Any other guesses on 150? Because right now, there's only silver in it. Okay, so it's going to be a 3-digit number between 100 and 200. And we're just guessing the systolic, not diastolic, which is the upper number. Okay. So it's just... Oh, well, that's not bad. That's probably the lowest it's been for a while. 136 over 94. I think, yeah. There you go. Silver, you win. You win today. Anyone got to guess my pass rate? Hypertension stage 1. There we go. So, back to mobile phones. Here you go, Horsey. Horsey, confused Horsey. There you go. Back. There you go. You're back there now. Okay. So, where was I going? Phablets, Engage phone. Where are we going next? What other phones did we have? Did anyone have any crazy phones? Nokia phones. 2010 onwards. I'm just gonna have a quick look, see if I can remember the phones. There was some really cool phones that looked pretty cool. I had a phone the other day, a Nokia phone, the old, and I actually showed a few friends it. I've recently got rid of it because, you know, it just wasn't any good and it was just taking up space. But, yeah, phones, Nokia phones back then. I remember a certain mobile phone I used to have. Let me just, again, I found the website. I found a website here that shows every Nokia one. My cousin had a phone with a flip around screen that I could play Sonic on it. Let's ask Gemini that one. Gemini. Was it the... No, it was the N-Gage. It's certainly the N-Gage. It would flip, the screen would twist around. I'm putting this into Gemini. Okay. Nokia N90. Was this it? By any chance? Nokia N90? I never had that phone. Because a phone I had... Where's the... Not sure. Why bring it up if you don't know what it was? It was a very weird phone. I remember my older sibling used to have... Let me close some of these down. Okay. I remember my older sibling used to have the Nokia 3650. Okay. I'd like to call it the fish phone. It looked cool and probably was, but I never had with it. You can add it to a prop box. Working, non-working. That's pretty cool. There's the Nokia N-Gage I was talking to you about earlier. That's it, the 6230i. I had one of these. It was my first camera phone. There was nothing wrong with it. The weirdest thing is this thing here, the thing on the side, was actually a speaker. And it was really quite cool. What is this website? Can we actually buy them? Oh, you have to hire them. You actually have to hire these ones. TV props, retro props. Okay, alright, that's cool. Oh, hang on, I best get... Yeah, fuck it. Yeah. That is a very weird phone. Yeah, most phones were weird. Just seeing that I had one of those as well in 2007. Yep. And then we're looking at new Lumia phones, which are the Windows 8 phones. You see. Now, Nokia Lumias were something of a thingy. Hang on. I wonder if I still got that photo. I probably don't have that photo anymore, but I remember my Nokia Lumia. I got so pissed off with it one Christmas, to the point that I got so annoyed with it. Just before Christmas, I bent it to a 90-degree angle, and yeah, that was the end of that phone. Because I was so pissed off it because I couldn't get certain things on there. It was very restrictive on apps. You couldn't even get Snapchat on it, and Snapchat was big back then. It was huge. I absolutely wanted Snapchat, and yet you couldn't even get on it. So it's like, I wanted Snapchat. No, couldn't get it. I'm trying to find it. Broken phone on my pictures, because I have seen it once before. But yeah, they're just telling me that they're on the way home. No, I haven't got it. But what I do remember, what I can show you is a radio that I broke at work once. When I say broke, I kind of destroyed it. So yeah, that was a work radio in a previous line of work, and that was what was left of it after it fell off the vehicle at 70 miles an hour. So yeah, in case you don't know, that's a Tetra radio. And it was the Samsung something rather. But yeah, there you go. But yeah, the Lumias, which is what Visky was talking about, Michi was talking about earlier, was the Lumia phones, the Windows 8 phones. and they had Windows 8, Windows, Nokia Lumia phones, and this was Nokia Lumia, and this was the downfall of Nokia, I like to say, because the Nokia Lumia, later branded Microsoft Lumia, basically was a different discontinued 2017, so it didn't last very long. I'm just trying to see where it is. Windows 10 mobile. I didn't like it. It didn't jump out. You see? This was it. Oh god, I remember that screen. Nokia Windows Nokia Lumia 920. This is before I went to Samsung and got my first Samsung phone, but it was just awful. It was just like, you know, you couldn't, you would sit there and you would be like, it feels like a nice phone, great. Had a headphone port on it, great. Had Spotify on it, great. If you had an unlimited data SIM, okay, but it wasn't great at all. The camera itself was crap. The features on it was awful. And just the block. I mean, looking at the square blocks, that one, you could move those icons around. You know, you could have a phone, you could make them bigger, make them smaller. But that was the menu. That was the apps menu. Again, very boring. So using it. Oh, I was using. He's using a key. Again, very boring. Very, very, very boring. And when I don't know about you, but when I had a mobile phone, it was very exciting to have a new mobile phone. It would be cool. But yeah, it was just old. It just felt crap. So, and just awful, if I'm honest with you. Reminds me of the Amazon tablets, the Fire tablets. Yes, Amazon Fire tablets. I actually have one in possession in this house, with the apps, the Fire HD. And I turned around and said to Katie, "Why have we got this Fire tablet?" And she's like, "Well, you know, Auntie Zoe gave it to Ava. We have used it. We have used it once or twice. We've even got a case for it and everything like that. It sits now just gathering dust. I've got loads of tablets that are gathering dust. I've even got one upstairs for crying out loud gathering dust. I need to factory reset it because I don't know if you remember the Nexus tablet I had on my desk. This one here. All right. I got working with Home Assistant. Worked for 2 months. Brilliant. It's now restarting itself every time it loads up Android. So I'm going to have to put a new OS on there. But yeah, the Amazon Fire Tablet 7 for kids. It was terrible. It was terrible. You know, I wouldn't buy a Fire Tablet. If someone comes to me and says to me, "Hey, I need a tablet. What can you, what would you recommend?" I used to say Samsung tablets because they last longer. They're crap now. Lenovo's. Lenovo tablets. Personally, I've got a P11. Wow, look at that. Oh, the M11's gone down in price. But yeah, I've got one of these, the P11 Pro. Okay. Great tablet. I use it every day, all day long, at work. It does come with a pen. You've seen it on stream a couple of times. And it is a great thing. I've had mine for a couple of years now. If one gives up the ghost, I will just buy another one because they're great little tablets, and because it comes with a keyboard, it means I can type on it, touch type on it. Those going back from the old Nokia 3210, 5110, you know, from this stone here to something that is as cool as this, it's a no-brainer. It is a complete no-brainer. And even going, you know, I would recommend these at all. Okay. But even look at the Pixel phone. I mean, I currently have the Pixel 9, just the standard Pixel 9. We were going to go for nothing phones, but going from the Pixel 9 from a Nokia 5110. I mean, look at it. I mean, let's do a side-by-side comparison, okay? All right. So, nothing phones, they look great. I love the look of a nothing phone, okay? And there was another make that there was another make that I was looking at. I mean, the nothing phones look gorgeous. Look at them. But I'd get pissed off. The fact is that I don't know if you probably could change everything on that one. Ugh. Let's get away from that website. Back off my computer, you evil fiend. They look so good when they were making them. They do. What was it? Wiley Fox. Do you remember? I don't know if you've heard of this one. Wiley Fox phone. Swift 2. Here you go. Wiley Fox was it's a British manufacturer. But went into administration in 2018. I was tempted to buy one of these. I'm so glad I didn't. I was watching their Kickstarter before they made them. What, the nothing phones? But I was looking at these some time ago, and I was thinking, right, the nothing phones, yeah. But I was looking at Wiley Foxes. I mean, look at them. That just looks like a gorgeous phone. I remember looking at these phones and thinking, oh, they look great. The company has gone into liquidation. They look great, and the videos were very promising on them. Full HD UK phone for 219. This was 8 years ago. This is nearly 10 years ago. Don't ask me about my YouTube, okay? Because I have so many ad blocks. It's just because I don't like ads. Yes, I go for YouTube Premium. The reason I don't is because I don't want to spend the money. I haven't got any money to spend anyway. I'm poor at the moment. Even if it's been payday, I've got nothing in my account because everything's gone out straight away. Real surprise if Razer made one. Razer made a phone? Oh, they did, didn't they? Gaming phone. Yeah, we get to the point where you can game on phones these days as well. And like I said, you can game on the tablets. But look at it. Cyanogen. Cyanogen is what I had on this tablet here. It's a moderated operating system. Cyanogen's a great operating system. What if I probably can actually just, you know, reset that tablet, and because I've got Cyanogen on there. But yeah, it's just the fact is that Cyanogen was a lightweight Nokia, a lightweight thing, very lightweight. But for the last few minutes, we're going to compare one to the other, from the Nokia, my first Nokia, to my current phone. Oh god, this is going to be embarrassing for the old Nokia. Okay. So yeah. Tech specs. Pixel phones are well popular now. I've got one. You see, Pixel 9. And the Pixel 10's Pixel 10's coming out soon as well. Would I get a Pixel 10? Maybe. GSM Marino, that's it. So I got the Pixel 9 last year in October, so literally not too long after it was released. Okay, so yes, I know we're comparing one to the other. Okay. Right, so mini SIM, nano SIM, eSIMs and all that lot. IP68, so it's water resistance up to 1.5 meters to 30 meters. Used to get the Nokia thing wet and it's dead. What do I think of the Samsung Z Fold? I'm worried. I get worried about folding phones. Do you know why I get worried about folding phones? Okay. It's because looking at the crease in the middle of them, the Z Fold. Wow, that's expensive. I'd rather have the Z Flip if I'm honest with you. But for nearly £2,000, nearly £2,000. Look at that, 12 grand and a half for a Z Fold. The thing that worries me is, are you gonna have a crease a while in the middle? Hang on, Michi has a flip phone, doesn't she? Michi, I know you're good at the stream yourself, but does your phone have a crease in the middle of it? I know she's got like this thing. You know, they look pretty cool because you got two screens, but I'll be worried about scratching the outside screen or the inside screen or getting something trapped in between them. But I'm not quite sure on them. I think they look pretty cool, but I think they're just a gimmick. But I was thinking about the Z Fold earlier today. I was watching a YouTuber called Linus Tech Tips. We've all heard of him. And I was thinking to myself, just imagine not having to bring my tablet into a customer's house where I could diagnose latency problems. Just bringing the phone in, unfolding it so as a tablet, and I can show the customer the results. Because I find showing the customer results on here is a little bit, it's not as fun. If I'm honest with you, it's not as fun. So, yeah. The Z Flip 4 does have a small crease, but it's really not noticeable. It's got screen protectors and has little nubs in the corner protecting the screen. Okay. But it's still there though. The crease is still there, right? See, that's something I wouldn't like. Wouldn't like that at all. So, yeah. There you go. Just for the last bit, the main thing I look at, there's no camera in that. We've got cameras on this one, sound. But look at the battery itself. 600 milliamps compared to the 47,000 milliamps. What does that tell you? We've gone so much. We've traveled so far from the old Nokia 5110s to a Pixel 9 where we are now. And look, you know, we've gone from there to there with a little bit of deviation in between. Okay, they say the past Fold 5 is not there on the Fold 5. It's not there. Well, I'd like to see it in real life. Do you know how I do it? I'd go to a phone shop where they've got one on display, because they are abused when on display. We all know that. People go in there and do whatever to them. Okay. So glad I don't need to worry about charging my phone using cables. I still use cables. Yes, this has charging wirelessly, but I like to have a fucking phone case protector in there, because I will drop this phone and I will break it. And as you know, these phones, they're expensive. So that's from me. Thank you very much for another Friday night. I like these kind of streams where we're talking about tech, we're talking about history, we're talking about all this lot. So, you know, that it's better than going to Reddit all the time. Oh, we'll still do the Reddit stuff, okay? But from me to you guys, thank you very much for sticking around for another tech stream on a Friday night. Adios. Catch you in the next chapter. Apart from Michi, nobody likes Michi.